Many of my audience are interested in my dating life and what kind of guys I'm looking for. I did have a couple of long-term relationships, but right now I'm not dating and I haven't been dating much in the recent years. Why? That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. And I'm going to talk about what kind of guys I'm looking for, and the most interesting part is my evolving views on marriage. It's gonna be a very interesting video today. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming this video in Bangkok. I'm staying in a very nice hotel in CBD. Thailand has been treating me very well. What kind of guy I'm looking for? Firstly, I really appreciate you guys have made a lot of compliments on my channel, like being graceful, inspirational, entertaining, and being so perfect. Thanks so much for all your comments. I'm very grateful that my parents have given me a lot of natural elements, like I'm being very tall and all of that good stuff. But on a daily basis, I've never stopped improving myself to be a better person, like my inner peace, my happiness, my perspectives, and I work very hard on my own success. I don't necessarily need love from other people because I think self-love is the most important love. If we don't even love ourselves, there's nobody else out there will love us. So at least, even if you don't have a partner, you always get love from yourself, which is very important. So for me, there are a few things I look for in a guy. Number one is reliable and consistent. So when I was younger, I value having the passion a lot. You know how you're young, the feeling, the chemistry, the passion just fire things up. I'm sure a lot of us like the intimacy, hugs, kisses, and all of that. Now when I grew older, at my 30s, I like men who's more reliable. If I need him for any emergency or emotional support, he's always there for me, always emotionally available. I can always find the person, I know where he is. He doesn't just disappear like that, you know. Some guys just like one day he treats you like a queen and another day you don't see him. You text him, call him 100 times and he just never replies. You know, that kind of inconsistency just drive you like crazy. It's the reliability and consistency that make ladies feel more secure. And don't get me wrong, passion is still very important. Like I myself am a very passionate person. I also like to see a passion in a guy, but I think the reliability and consistency have become the character that I care the most about. Second is responsible. You know how some guys promise you a lot, like take you to a nice vacation, buy you a ring, or take you to the moon, all of that stuff, but they never happen. They're really good at sweet talking, but nothing real. I like men who takes responsibilities, honor his words, and have integrity. Have you met someone like who promised you to buy you a birthday gift, but on the birthday day itself, you just can't contact him anymore? Isn't it kind of ridiculous? And I've met someone who promised me to pick me up from the airport, but when I arrived at the airport, nobody showed up. I'm really done with that kind of guys, and I only want people who can honor their words, and that's the real man. Number three, have belief. I like men with strong belief. If you want to be in a relationship, you gotta believe the relationship will work out. Many guys out there who don't have belief would easily say break up whenever there's an argument. Number four, not shallow. I also like guys who think deep. I don't like shallow humans in general. Number five, open-minded and communicate. I like humans who are open-minded and are willing to communicate. You'll be surprised to see most of the guys are not willing to communicate, especially during arguments. And I personally think if two people don't communicate, nothing will work out. So what kind of guys I don't like? What I don't like are those who are very judgmental. Like for example, some guy would say to me like, oh, you travel to so many countries, you must not love home and you must not be a good wife and all of that stuff. And I was like, why do you still talk to me? And I also don't like selfish people who are not considerate of my feelings, and those who are not responsible, like those who don't admit his own mistakes and not honor his words and not respectful, like kind of like try to intrude your privacy and ask you a lot of like personal questions and like, oh, what's your age and what's your ethnicity and all of that. So now the most interesting part I want to talk about is my views on marriage. So my views on marriage has evolved a lot over time. And when I was younger, I wanted to get married at the age of 22. Then I pushed my marriage age to 5 years later. And then for a few years, I completely didn't feel like marriage at all. Right now, I'm back to more open-minded to marriage, but the commitment is still a big hurdle in my mind, though it doesn't mean I reject it just takes time. Maybe it's because over the past few years, my lifestyle has been quite freestyle, where I move from country to country. I travel to any country I want to, and I can just pick up my backpack and go within the same day and fly to Africa, fly to the Middle East, and wherever I want. Pretty much spontaneous in most of my travel. I'm willing to compromise a bit on my lifestyle. I don't know how many guys out there are, willing to travel with me at least like half of the time like this. And I haven't met any in my life, to be honest. Then if I'm in relationship or get married, I also need to be considerate to him and spend time with my partner. It's just a lot of consideration for me, for someone with this kind of lifestyle. And also in the past few years, I was not so stable, say from career and location perspectives. Until recently, my life has become better and better and more stable. It's really hard to stabilize your relationship without stabilizing yourself first. So many of us are probably going through some of the transition in our life. It's really hard for a person to focus on multiple big things together at the same time. It's much easier to focus on one big thing at a time. And I'm not someone who follows the social norms. I don't get married for the sake of getting married. I don't see the need for that because I think marriage comes with other pressures like legal matters and all of that. Though it's true that once you get married, it may be more convenient to buy a house together and buy a medical insurance and all of that together. But sometimes it can also be more troublesome. So anyway, when it's right time, I don't mind to be up for that. And even if I have relationship or marriage in the future, I still very much value my personal life. And recently I talked to a friend who I knew for a decade long, and his name is Ryan, and he just got married and completely changed. And I asked him to catch up. He said to me, because he's a married man now, he preferred to catch up as a family rather than one-on-one. I found his comment to be quite disrespectful of my privacy. If I have something to talk to you about myself and my own situation, I don't want to talk to your wife. Like, do I need to tell your wife about my situation as well? Like, seriously? I don't like to be friends with such kind of people, and I don't want to be one of them in the future either. And at the same time, I don't believe in breakup and divorce because it doesn't matter who you date, in the end, there's always somebody, there's other problems showing up in the relationship. So it's about solving the problem, communicating, rather than the incompatibility. I don't believe in any incompatibility in any relationship because there's only lack of communication. If someone is willing to communicate, it will work out. So that's why I keep emphasizing how important it is to communicate. That being said, I'm also not someone who objects to divorce. If you are the only one in this relationship, it will never work out because relationship is supposed to be mutual. It's supposed to be two people. It takes two people to make it work, and it takes two hands to make a clap. Not sure if any of this makes sense to you, but that's how I think about relationship and marriage right now. And what's your view on dating and marriage? Share your opinions below. Look forward to your comments and have a great weekend.